Hey, what's happening? Tim with Nomad Trading. Just want to jump on here real quick. Hadn't made a video in a few days because I've been working my real big boy job. But back to trading yesterday and today. Wanted to make a video about what's moving right now. Several stocks moving, but nothing I'm really seeing a setup on as of now, which is 10:50 a.m. my time, Central Time, so 11:50 probably if you're on the East Coast. But anyway, kind of moving into midday, lunchtime. Not typically a good time to be trading, in my opinion. But what we got going on, UONE was a crazy one. Look at all these different halts. Halt, 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 going down, another halt, another halt, another halt, another halt. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 different times it's been halted today, which is pretty impressive. And it did manage to go from the $5 area all the way to over 19 bucks. Absolutely insane. I love stocks like this, not because I necessarily trade them. If I was trading it, it would be on the first couple of halts. Definitely not on these other later halts, because inevitably it's going to come down and you're going to find yourself getting halted on the way down. You don't want to be stuck in the wrong side of a halt that's gapping down a couple bucks. So definitely got to be careful with the halts, especially the more they halt, the more likely they are to eventually get to the backside of the move. And like I said, you don't want to be halted on the backside. So if I was playing it, it would be early on, and then after that, it just gets too risky. Plus, you never know. I've seen stocks get halted. I think it was LFIN a year or two ago. There's been a few where they get halted. They're like that, and they're getting halted multiple times. The next thing you know, they don't get unhalted. They start getting investigated and for fraudulent claims or whatever the case may be, and they hold the stock under a halt indefinitely. So you might end up being stuck in that stock for weeks or months. I've seen it happen before. So very, very risky plays on the halts. After the first halt or two, after that, it just starts, the odds of you getting screwed over go up substantially. So, but anyway, it is exciting to see the potential of low float stocks and what they can do when you can go from $5 to 19. That is crazy. And if you were somehow lucky enough to be buying the breakout here, or buying a dip or whatever, and holding it that whole time, even if it's by accident, that would be insane, but highly unlikely. Very risky play. Another one, and that was a runner from yesterday, by the way. Yesterday it was moving pretty good. Came up and formed a cup and handle, but then it did not continue. It actually formed the cup and handle and then sold off into the close. So I think the timing maybe just wasn't quite right for it. People were looking to get out of it into the close instead of looking to get in. If this was the morning, it might have been a big runner, but people were looking to get out of it. But anyway, then today, somehow it just got a little bit of volume and started going, probably got some shorts covering, and off to the races. I did not trade that one. I didn't even see it until it had already been halted a couple times, and at that point I wasn't going to get in it. Rose U was another one. I made $175 in my CMEG account on that one. I think it was 165 or 175 on Rose U. And my strategy has been to buy breakouts this year overall. That's mainly what I do, breakouts and flags. This was presenting several nice bull flag patterns where it would start to come down and then shoot up, come down and shoot up. But like we've talked about in previous videos, the more it happens, the same patterns over and over, the less likely it will continue, and you don't want to be trying to buy the same pattern typically on the third or fourth time, because that's when people start to get wise to it and it starts to break down. So Had you been trying to buy it here, you would have ended up getting underwater and getting halted, and then again, nothing but fading the rest of the day. So I bought a dip on it, I think, with small size in my CMEG account. I'm not even sure which dip it was. I know it was after market open because I did not trade pre-market. So it was probably this dip in here, and I got right back out. Just scalped it for a quick 175. Then we got MCEP. This one was after hours yesterday, went freaking crazy from the $2.80 range all the way up to almost $14 after hours yesterday. Absolutely insane. I did not even see that last night for whatever reason. I probably wasn't looking at the markets, honestly. I'm not real big into watching them after hours too much. I'm more pre-market and market hours, and not really midday as much, and not really after hours. But sometimes if there's a stock with a ton of volume that just looks like it could have a lot of potential to run, I'll be watching it after hours, and it has to have a lot of liquidity if I'm going to trade it, because you don't want to be stuck in it. But anyway, this thing went crazy after hours, curled back up a little bit before after hours closed, and then pre-market and ended up just fading all day. It looked this morning pre-market like it might. At one point, I thought it might have a chance to curl up, but then it tested that 200 moving average a couple times. Never could break it. So nothing but fading on it either. We've seen this a lot lately. My strategy of buying the breakouts on a lot of these just wasn't there. It's been more buying dips that has worked out better. This one, buying the high of day breakout, would have worked if you bought it here at 220. It would have been a little bit choppy. You would have had to hold through being underwater just by a few cents, but nothing major. And then it would have ripped up and made a nice profit for you. But I didn't buy that either. If I looked at the daily charts, let's see. Can't remember. I guess it was farther out than I thought. I was thinking it was not that far out, but maybe it was. I guess it was farther out than I thought. But still, I looked at this area here where at 220 it had shown levels of resistance multiple different days. So I was kind of watching that 220 range, and it's no big shocker to you that, like I just showed you back, there was resistance around that 220, albeit long-term resistance had been, a long time ago. But still, traders like me are looking at that, looking for anywhere to take profit and short, etc. So I was watching that level, and sure enough, no shocker that it hit that and then bounced off and came back down to VWAP. Now here would have been a great, again, bull flag. You got your pull, your pull, flag pull, it comes down. And then as it starts to make this big green candle right here, this would be your spot to buy. And that would have worked out great. Take profits at the high of day, or if you're like a little bit more risk and try to hold it longer, you can go ahead and hold it through the first or second pullback. And it ended up going all the way over $3, which is crazy. Right now it's actually trying to come back up, but it's midday, so the volume's faded quite a bit down here. You can see that. So, first of all, it's got to break this. It broke through VWAP, that's strong. Now, if it breaks through this 244 type area here, then we'll watch it up here and watch it up here. And then ultimately, if it can break above this 250, 255 range, that would be pretty cool. Maybe we could see a continuation up to 280. Maybe even back to high of day. It just depends how much volume we can get and the strength that it has. But it faded pretty big from over 3 all the way down, almost back to $2. But now, like I said, it is curling. It is showing a little bit of strength midday. So that might be the one to watch at the moment. These other ones, UONE could be something you could scout because it has a lot of range. I mean, the range is pretty crazy. Say you, let's see what this one candle is, from 1190 to 1337. See, that's insane, guys. I mean, right, you got from under $12 to 1340. You got $1.50 range in one candle right there. There's several candles that, have $1 range or more. So ton of volatility, ton of range in it, but you have to know that it's not for the faint of heart. It's a very risky thing to be trading. So if you're doing that, I would do it with small size, especially with all these different halts. You don't want to be caught when some big seller or somebody hits you and puts you into another halt. And you get stuck in a halt on the way down. So it is still above VWAP. It's above the 200. These are both good things. But like I said, a lot of range, a lot of risk. If you're going to play with it, I'd be doing it with very small size. So that way, if you take a couple dollar share loss, it doesn't devastate your account. I'm not going to trade it because the range is so big and because it's so volatile with all these halts. But if you do, go for it. Just take small size and be very careful. Let's see. We talked about those. CLIR. Overall market. Powell came out and kind of talked about some uncertainty, and it made the market sell off for a while, but pretty nice V-shaped recovery. Still up almost 2% from yesterday's close, so that's good. Other than that, CVU was another one. I took a stab at CVU in my CMEG account. I think I lost like $10 on it or something. I think I was trying to buy the breakout right here, hoping it would continue back to its pre-market high, and it just got stuffed and ended up getting right back out for only like a $10 loss. So no big deal. On this etrade account, I took a trade or two, I think on MCEP or something like that. No, Rose U. It was Rose U also. But I made $2 on it. So I was up $40 on the first trade, took another trade and lost all of it, but $2. So then I called it quits on this account. So anyway, other than that, that's about all I see moving. So the ones to keep your eye on would be UONE, and it might be breaking down as we speak right now. It's testing that 200 moving average. Rose U, you could watch that, see if it happens to curl up. I'm not real big on buying or going long on stocks that are under VWAP, especially under VWAP and under the 200 moving average. I'm not going to say I never do it. There's times that I do, but when you're looking at your criteria of things that you want your stocks to fit, that's one that I prefer, is for it to be above VWAP and above the 200, definitely above VWAP. That means that typically shorts are underwater and longs are profitable overall. So that's what you want to see when you're going long. MCEP would be the other one to watch, but it's doing nothing but fading all day. So I would say that it's pretty dead in the water. CLIR, probably the top watch for me going into the afternoon, just because it's already faded back and had the strength to curl up and break through VWAP again. So that's probably the top watch at the moment. And like I showed earlier, the resistance all the way out to 2 years is around 220. So we're already beyond that also. So good things for this one as far as the possibilities for the afternoon. It's probably the top watch. It also has, I believe, over 100 million shares in volume. So the volume's definitely there. This is definitely the one that most day traders are in at the moment. So probably the top watch, CLIR. Other than that, going to go get some lunch for me and the kiddos and find something to do. I'll probably check back in here later on this afternoon and see where some of these are at. But like I said, made about $175 today. So, it's a green day. Green day is a green day, and I can feel good about walking away and not trying to trade midday and give back some of the profits that from this morning. That's the idea. Small green days add up. Don't give up profit by trading things that are not your strategy, or trading midday, or doing things that are lower odds setups. You want to preserve the profit that you make so you can head in tomorrow and have another string of green days. Thanks very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate all the love and support. Over 500 subscribers, well on our way to that 1,000 mark. So I can make my very first YouTube dollar, hopefully, in the next couple months. That would be awesome. So anyway, have a good day. Good luck. Hopefully you all are making money. Nomad peace.